All right, good afternoon. Just giving a quick annual meeting preview for our meeting coming up on Sunday. Today is Thursday, October 29th, and this will be like 5 minutes or less. Well, 7 minutes or less. So November 1st, 2020 at 12 noon, and you can participate one of four ways. Um, we're going to be live in the fellowship hall at church, and we'll also be using Zoom to live stream through Zoom. So that's number two. If you have any internet capable device, you can just type into your web browser or use Zoom. Or if you use Safari on your iPhone or Google Chrome, just type in bit.ly/RELC Thursday. That's the link that will take you directly to our regular Zoom meeting room. Even though it's Thursday, it works out just fine. So bit.ly/RELC Thursday. That's number two if you want to participate through Zoom at home or participating wherever you are. Number three, if you don't have an internet capable device near at hand, you can call in and listen and participate that way at 646-558-8656. And then when prompted, you'll have to add the meeting ID 393-381-0337. Or four, the fourth option, is going to be broadcast directly to our Facebook group at 12 noon. Our Facebook group is a private group, and it'll probably start shortly after 12 noon because we have 11 a.m. worship. But you'll be able to watch there at least. And if you want to respond, you'll probably have to have a phone available to text me, or that's the option that we'll have for that. And just the word of caution that be ready to use one of the other options, because every now and then, about 10% of the time, maybe 5% of the time, a broadcast to Facebook doesn't quite work. But there are options, and we'd like for you to participate, and so you see what's going on with our church, with the church that Jesus has given to us. All right, so a quick look at the voting items. Number one, or letter A, the first one is our 2021 budget, basically our plan of ministry according to dollars. And our council has reviewed this already. What we normally do is we sit down in August and September and say, what do we want to do in the next year? And then what are the necessary budget amounts that would need to support that would be needed to support this ministry effort in this next year. With things as they are, in a little bit of flux with coronavirus, our council basically, and our chairman and our treasurer rather, looked at the budget from this past year, and we reduced quite a bit in some of the areas that were consumables, like electricity, utilities, printing, paper, some of the things that we aren't doing as much of because we're meeting more virtually and fewer people in worship. But there's also, some, we keep our congregational mission offering about the same, or maybe bumped up just a little bit, but we've been using that baseline of 8% of total offerings and been holding steady with that. And that's worked out pretty well. If you'd like a copy of the 2021 budget to review or preview ahead of time, just contact me, Pastor Hagen, PastorHagen, at iCloud.com, or 419-262-8280. So that's the first one, our budget for 2021, our ministry plan in dollars. Next one, letter B, the council nominations. We've got, every year there are between 2 and 3 positions on our church council that come up for vote, and some of them are limited to a certain number of terms or something like that. Scott Kemmerer is going to be stepping down as our secretary. A big thank you to Scott. And Matt Meyer has been nominated to serve as our new secretary, and he has accepted that nomination. And Mike Seeger had filled in when Kevin, for 1 year after Kevin Doring moved back to Minnesota. Kevin Doring had been our elder, and Mike said that he would be willing to serve another full 3-year term as an elder. And those are our 2 nominations that we will be voting on. Letter C, our third voting item. There's an adjacent property that the owner wants to donate. and the council would be looking for authorization to proceed with roughly $2,000 of legal and due diligence expenses. The owners inherited the parcel from their father. The parcel is landlocked with no street access, but it is connected to our church property. And our council is in favor of this idea. They were unanimously in favor of it, but as it is an extra budgetary expenditure, which we have the funds for, um, we do need the voters' approval on it. And just to give you a picture of it, this next slide will have an aerial photo of the parcel that we're talking about. So if you're looking at the lower left-hand corner, it appears that the parcel was probably had access to the road that preceded the overpass of I-475, Perrysburg Holland Road. But then when Perrysburg Holland Road was built or constructed, the parcel itself doesn't have any direct street access. The neighbors just north of us, they have a square lot that is theirs, and for the most part, I believe they've been taking care of this lot, this parcel as well. And so it's, I think it's just over an acre, like 1.16 acres or so, and roughly $2,000 in expenses in title insurance and legal fees, filing fees, that sort of a thing. That's the parcel that we're looking at and would be voting on to proceed with that expenditure. Finally, ratifying council actions regarding membership. So we do this every quarter, and we'll probably go through the entire list. I'll have it in my pastor's report that will be broadcast in Zoom and printed also for those, or at least on the screen, for those who will be participating in person. And you can check out my pastor's report in today's email. That'll be coming out a little bit later, in probably about half an hour, 40 minutes. And you can check out my pastor's report for the membership changes over the course of this year. That includes baptisms, deaths, confirmations, transfers, that sort of a thing. And so we ask for voter approval, or the voters to ratify these actions at every quarterly meeting. That wraps us up. I promise that this would be a quick one. So there are the four voting items. We'll have reports, including my pastor's report on what ministry has been happening, and in anticipated plan for ministry to continue to happen. And what does that look like in today's world? We've got the budget, nominations, the adjacent property donation, and membership changes up for vote. If you want to participate, I'd love if you would, at least to have an understanding of what are we doing, what's going on, and why. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Of course, you can participate here at church in the fellowship hall. There will be enough space that we can spread out fairly nicely. Even if we have 30 or 40 people, there that still allows for 6 feet or more of distance between people. Second option, you can participate through Zoom. Go to bit.ly/RELC Thursday. You notice it's all lowercase. Third option, if you don't have an internet capable device, you can call in using your phone and listen and respond that way. 646-558-8656 and the meeting ID 393-381-0337. And then fourthly, the fourth option, broadcast to our Facebook group at 12 noon. I anticipate that to work, although there's about 5% chance that it doesn't. Just that's the nature of technology. It's great when it works, and sometimes it doesn't work. Thanks so much for joining us today. And if you have any questions, of course, let me know. And God bless your day.